Hello and welcome back. We are hanging out here with our friend Izzy Poirier.
Yes,
Close.
you got that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I'm French now. So we are hanging out, and today we're talking all about the new Dimension tool in Adobe Illustrator. Show of hands in chat, how many of you have used the Dimension tool in Illustrator? Let us know. Izzy, I know you have. We're doing some packaging design stuff.
Yes.
Go ahead, introduce yourself, let us know who you are, what we're gonna be working on the stream, and then we're gonna hop in and have some fun.
Awesome. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Izzy Poirier, a brand designer from Ottawa, Canada. And I mean, a constant streamer on here too. So
Yes.
yeah.
Familiar face.
Familiar face for sure. Also, I have to say, I'm so happy I'm doing this with you. It feels like such a cool moment in like the Izzy timeline today.
Yes, it's gonna be a fun time.
So yes, today we are working on a package design, and I've made, as usual, a quick presentation for you. So if we can hop over onto my screen, I will show you what it is. So,
I like this. I wish that was the only slide. It's a quick presentation, packaging design. All right,
There
thank you
you
so
go.
much for coming to my talk. That's all we got for you. Okay, so let's talk about what we're creating today. Let's walk through your presentation and get started.
Correct. So the concept, I mean, I always try to do stuff like stuff that would actually exist in real life. So the concept for today is a mood ring candle. So it's a mood candle. So it changes the scent as you light it up based on your...
I love that idea.
I mean, right? And I don't know how that could ever be...
You hold it and you sync with your candle as it light it, and then you put it down.
The scent actually is supposed to mimic your mood. So the name of the product is Moon Gleam Candles, and that's it. It's basically like you can have fun. There's multiple colors, obviously, and as you actually light it up, because it's technically in layers, but there's 8 different scent in each candles. So that's the concept here. I was not supposed to show this, but we're gonna do the logo exactly
yes.
like this. So let's hop into Illustrator right away. So I'm just gonna make that bigger here. So I already have this packaging kind of outline. I took that from online and just traced it over. I don't need to reinvent the wheel for that one because there is tons of mock-ups for candle packagings. But we kind of need to populate it. And usually I have this whole branding done, pre-made. I mean, I just have the logo for that one. So we're gonna I guess you're gonna inspire me today, Andrew.
I'm inspiring. Here I am.
So, as you are always. So, okay. So we have this here. I'm just gonna create another artboard, for us to make the logo. It's gonna be really simple. I'm just gonna make a quick illust.
And if you didn't see what just happened there, I think that people don't know that much about the Artboard tool. So you can use the Artboard tool. The hotkey is Shift-O, or it is right over there above the magnifying glass. And that's gonna allow you to drag out and make a new artboard. You also can hit Enter, and it will open up the Artboard's panel, and you can change the sizing, you can change the name, you can do all of that stuff using the Artboard tool. It is not just a panel, it is an actual tool that you can use. And if you have a shape that is floating outside of an artboard, you can use the Artboard tool and click on that shape, and it will make a perfect artboard directly to the size of that shape.
Actually,
so really helpful.
I can show how to do that after.
Yes, we're here to learn, chat. We're here to teach you all of the things.
All right, so here I'm actually just going to use the scissor tool. So I actually used the Pathfinder tool to cut my shape, not in half, because I didn't want to have, kind of those weird hooks when you slice that illust perfectly. So just above those little hooks, I guess I can call them here. And then I'm going to use the scissor tool just to remove the line at the bottom. It's just so I have a clean shape to do type on path. So I'm gonna do this, and I love just to copy paste everything so I have.
Yes. Yes, we are ready. Love a good doc. Love a good doc with all of our content in there.
Yes.
What I've recently learned is that you can actually, and I only learned this because somebody asked me and I kind of made up the answer and then went and checked. You can actually save text into a Creative Cloud library. So if you have a brand that has key messaging or a tagline, you can save the actual text into a Creative Cloud library and then have it so you can share it or access it quickly, which is really nice with something like this, that if we have taglines, if we have things we're going to be exploring, you can just save it into a library and just place it each time you need to use it.
Amazing.
Oh yes, what a marvelous night for a moon gleam. Agreed. Yes, I love Mood Gleam. This is a great name.
So thank you, ChatGPT, for that.
Yes.
So here, perfect. So we have this, and then I'm just gonna put candle underneath candles, I should say. And I'm gonna use just a regular serif font for that.
And what font are we using for these once we get everything in? Chat always asks, and we like to let you know what fonts we use.
So for the Moon Gleam, it's Evidence. I got that one on Creative Market.
Cool.
It's a paid font. And I'm going to do Public Sans, or Sans, if you want, for the rest of the copy.
Cool.
And
those are our fonts, chat.
Exactly.
I knew you were going to ask, so we're trying to get ahead of it.
You're on top of it. Perfect. So this is a little big. Just going to do this. I mean, super simple, but just going to align everything to make sure.
What? Hold on, sorry. You just got the pop-up at the bottom there. Can you read out what that says? Because I can kind of see it on the monitor.
Introducing keyboard shortcut for text formatting. While in text mode, press Command and Shift +B +U +I to quickly format your text to bold, italic, or underline. Hey.
Chat, I didn't know this existed. This has to be
hold on.
brand new. Okay, so with the text selected.
Let's do this.
Yes. So it is Command Shift.
Command Shift I. Hold on.
We might have to have it selected. So click in, yeah, and then actually select the text.
What?
Whoa!
Oh my goodness!
New tools in Illustrator.
That was so cool. Let me just bold now.
Bolds and unbolds. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Okay.
That's great. That's new. I didn't know that was happening, and that is new to me. That is so exciting and so handy to be able to do italics and to be able to do bold, especially. That's really great. I'd love it if it would cycle through the different versions of
Yes.
bold, extra, chunky, or whatever it has. Just scroll through the weights the more you hit it. But that is a really great tool.
That is so fun. Okay, so I'm just going to group this, and of course we kind of need to have that spark that goes with that candle. So at the top, I'm going to do a nice star shape. And for those of you who might have noticed, there is a new feature on the star shape as well.
There's so much new happening on this tree. I was ready for one new thing, and it looks like we have so many new things.
So I'm gonna make that big enough so we can see, actually. So here, there's that little circle with those less of and greater.
Yes.
That you called. I know all my math terms in French.
Yes.
So sometimes I need to think hard for that.
I call them rhinos and alligators.
Oh, perfect.
That's how I learned, because the rhino
perfect.
has the horn, and then the alligator has the open mouth.
I love that.
My mom was a third grade teacher for 20 years, and so that's how I learned it.
That's perfect. So here, if we actually slide, so we can actually add more points to that star, easy, and remove. I mean, how cool is that? I'm going to do a lot because I feel that it's a flame, so it has to spark.
And chat, you can use those tools, which is actually new in the star tool, is being able to use that up and down arrow. You also can change the width of the star
here
by using that node right there. That's the roundness.
And this here.
And then that one, yes, will bring in the outside or the inside. If you don't want to create it and then use that tool, which is a new tool, if you want to hop over to my screen, you can actually use a hotkey to do all of those things at the same time. So what you can do is I have the star tool selected. Oh my goodness, star tool selected.
That's a mouth.
And we're going to click and drag out. And what's really cool is we can actually hit the up and down arrows. And each time you hit up and down, it is going to increase or decrease the amount of the shape. You also can hold Command or Alt, and that is going to pull out the outside of that shape just to a little bit wider. So you can pull out the outside by using Alt right there, or you could even pull this in to have a nice star on the inside there. And again, if we have it, we can hit up and down to add or subtract different levels. So if you're working on the fly, you don't want to use a hotkey, or sorry, you don't want to use the actual tool, you can use the hotkeys, but now it is integrated into the tool as well.
And here, actually, I'm gonna do quickly what you were saying for the artboard. So I have my full logo selected. I have my artboard tool, and here you go. And then I have this perfect like artboard for the logo.
Yep, and if we zoom in there and select the star, we can really see that it actually is making that artboard directly to that anchor point on top. So very quick, very easy.
I love that, specifically for exporting logo or like a brand. Like, as it's the best.
Yes.
So I just want to make this another color because I feel like black isn't the vibe that we're going for today. So I feel like a nice kind of.
That's the doom candle. This is the mood candle. The opposite of it is the doom candle, which we have. I'll do that project on a stream coming up. We'll do the flip version. I'll do the doom gleam.
Doom gleam, love that. It could be a spice candle. So
yes,
that works. All right, so here I have the outline of the packaging. I actually had to make myself a small like mock-up to know like what's the up, what's the down. Like I call this a dummy. I did that at home. I actually forgot to bring it like here, but it helps a lot. So this here would be the front. This here is the top flap, I guess. And these are where this is where you put the glue. But I thought that for this, like because it's a mood ring, it could be nice just to have like a big mesh gradient to just fill the whole box. So first of all, because I have a lot of lines here, I'm going to do another layer where I actually do my design underneath. I'm going to call that design.
Ooh, charcoal and spice, yes.
Ooh. And here, I'm actually going to, I just made a copy just because I want one that is just the outline, not with the fold lines. Going to property and Pathfinder just to have one big shape right here.
Oh, nice. So we basically merged it so that we have the overall shape that we want. Because I'm guessing we're going to be using a clipping mask?
That is correct.
Yes.
So here, I actually have selected this in order to put for the full packaging.
That's a good gradient.
It's so pretty, but I actually tried it and it was not giving me a lot of variation on. I mean, I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna show you. If I bring it here.
We have all of our pieces. And these are, I'm guessing, from Adobe stock of some sorts. Got it.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you want, chat, we're just giving you all of the tips here. Stock.adobe.com/free, only free assets for you to download included in your Creative Cloud membership.
I'm going to put this at the back, then do a clipping mask quickly. But as you can see, this, to me, does not have enough variation for the box, because this would be the front, this would be under, so it's like I need a bit more variation in order to elevate that design.
Yes.
But it's really easy now that we can just do generated fill with the background. So I'm going to undo this here. So I just removed the lock on my layer, and I'm just going to do generative expand. And then see what happens.
Oh, interesting. And so it's going to expand that out so that we get more of it, so that we have a little more variation.
Correct.
Very interesting to do.
There's always that
right.
Wait.
The linger.
The linger.
The good old linger.
What do you do whenever you wait? Do you I usually dance.
What? I usually talk because I'm having that's what happens. I usually talking, yeah. As it runs across the screen, I'm talking to chat. Usually I'm plugging whatever the next show is, or I'm being like, chat, let me know where you're watching from, so that we don't all have to sit. I wish that there's hold music. Like when you hit it, I wish that a little
elevator.
Yeah, just kind of came on. I want sound effects in Photoshop. I've been asking the team for that for years. I want.
Oh my goodness.
Did you ever use KidPix back in the day? Oh. Okay, KidPix, like, it was a thing for kids where, like, you could have, like, markers, or it was, like, early
Okay.
computers, and everything had a sound effect, and so you could,
Okay.
like, burn an image with a laser and it'd be like, zzz. And so I want that for Photoshop. Then when I erase
That would be
something, I
so
want it to go,
good.
ch-ch-ch-ch. Okay, so we're slow loading. We'll hop over to
still-
my screen real quick, because I
Sounds
want to
good.
show a different way to do this while yours loads.
Okay.
So a different way, if you want to create gradients, I actually just saw this on TikTok, so shout out to the TikTok person that came up that I scrolled past and I just remembered it now. I use generative fill here to fill in the whole layer, and I just said layers of green leaves on a blue sky. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to filter. Actually, I'm going to rasterize this real quick. So we're going to right click here, and then I'm just going to go, actually I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to use the hotkey Control E, and that's going to merge it down. I'm going to go to filter, and we are going to do liquify. And from here, with the liquify filter, I'm going to use the smudge tool right here, and I'm going to kind of just warp this around so that I get some really cool, weird colors. There we go. In kind of a really wobbly zone.
Oh.
So now what I do is I'm going to go to filter. That's not even the right program. I'm going to go to filter, and then I'm going to go to blur and do Gaussian blur. And we are just going to Gaussian blur this out until I get this really cool kind of texture. And then go in and go to filter, noise, and add noise. And then from there, put in like maybe 10% noise. And it's going to give me this really cool kind of like gradient texture. And if I wanted to change the colors on this, I could put a gradient map on it and then change it to whatever color I want. So if you ever want that loopy, weird kind of gradient, this is a really great way to play around and create some very interesting gradients that you can use in your designs. Ooh. Okay, that's my workflow. I got distracted because it started to look really cool. Okay, so back to you. We have used generative fill,
Yes.
generative expand to give us more of that creation.
So this is what I gave it. I'm really happy with this. So now let's just replace this within the like packaging here that we have. So link, then just relink this. My computer seems a little fussy today.
It's thinking really hard.
Yes, it's like, can you hear the fan?
It's early. It's a Tuesday.
Yes,
We're used
probably.
to being live in the studio on Thursdays, and it's a Tuesday, and so everything is just like tired.
So see, like this is
Ooh.
looking like quite good.
Yes, and it does have that difference between the pieces that we needed, so that we can kind of tell that there is a flow, but it is designated in each side, looking a little bit more
Exactly.
unique.
Oops, actually, I need to make it bigger.
Hey Ryan, thanks for joining us in the YouTube chat. Nice to see you. If you're watching us and you're hanging out in the chat, say hi. This is live. I'm reading. I'm hanging out with you. We're all in a room together, and so if you're quiet, it's going to be really awkward, or I'm just going to keep talking. So I need you to say hi and let us know if you have questions or suggestions in chat. We'd love to hear them.
So there you go. Let me just put that on the back layer, and then I'm going to bring it here.
Sweet.
So then we can see what's happening.
And it is just inside that clipping mask that we made, so that it is kind of staying within that shape perfectly.
Correct. Then I can actually, no, I won't lock it because I want to put the logo on it right here. So this here is the front, so that's what is going to be facing. So I can bring the logo
Ooh,
right
clean.
here. And I would also bring it on the top flat. So I'm just gonna flip this, put it on top here.
And Juan is saying, didn't know about the link option in Illustrator. Yes, you can link objects, much like when you're in InDesign placing an object. I do believe that you can place an object in
Yes.
Illustrator as well, but it does pretty much the same thing, where it will link that. And you can view all of your links, everything right there in Illustrator. And if they're not embedded, you can embed them in that panel as well.
So actually, I can do this within this here. I'm gonna make it
And
bigger
someone-
so you can place it. So you can do draw inside
Yes.
and then place. Then I'm going to go get.
Oh, I've never thought about that as a workflow. That's such a good idea.
Then you can just like so.
That's
paste
such
it.
a good idea, because
and
you have
then,
the
like-
draw inside setting.
Yes.
It is placing that object inside the shape,
Yes.
exactly like InDesign works.
Exactly.
Oh,
This
that's such a
is
good
my
workflow.
favorite go-to for this.
Yeah, and then it's basically just creating a clipping mask, but
Different.
different. Yeah, it's just a smoother workflow. That's a great workflow.
Thank you.
Someone asking, was the image 300 DPI? Probably, and that's why I'm guessing why our computer's revving up. I think
yes.
it's like super high quality.
Yes, correct. I actually, while you were showing the way you make it, I actually made it 72. So that's
There we
why.
go.
Okay.
Only the best for you, chat, but we do need our computers to work.
Because it is live, right? We don't want to have a mishap happening.
Yes.
Okay, so here I just want to make a quick pattern. So I'm going to go to object. I have my star selected. I'm going to go to pattern, make. I have a secret. I've only started to use this like recently.
Love the pattern tool.
It's so awesome.
Really
I'm going
great.
to do this, and I mean,
what's cool
that
about
sounds
pattern
like-
tool is you can edit your settings. So once we have our pattern, it is going to turn into a fill, which means that when we make a shape, it will fill that shape with the
shape
pattern right
here.
there. So let's go ahead and fill something in.
need to have this shape here, which I'll need to do a pathfinder to just create the shape. I usually use the pathfinder way too much.
Yes, I wish that there
Okay.
were. Well, I mean, you could probably set up hotkeys. If you missed it, in the last stream we talked about creating custom hotkeys. You could probably set up some hotkeys for the Pathfinder tool. You also can use the Shape Builder tool. Chat, do you use the Shape Builder tool? I'm curious. I use it every now and then. Let me know if you use the Shape Builder tool as you're working throughout, or if you're using the Pathfinder. They do very similar things.
There you go. I have my shape. Just gonna put an outline so I can see.
And Cecily saying, I'm getting into printing and some printers need 300 DPI. Images, yes. Always 300 DPI is the standard for images. Sometimes your printers let you go to 150 depending on the size, but 300 for printing. And because Illustrator is vector-based, as long as you have 300 DPI coming in, it should be fine to print, even though it is vector-based. Even if it's not vector, it should be fine.
There you go. So I was able to fill my flap here. And what is cool with this, I can just duplicate and then transform. I'm going to reflect that like so and bring it here.
Perfect.
The
So
other
something
flap.
that you can do as well, do you know how to edit your patterns?
Show me.
Okay, cool. So what we can do is we need to edit a pattern. There are a couple ways to go about it. Let's hop over to my screen. You can do it two ways. One is the little swatch that you created in your swatch panel. You can just double click on it and it's going to open up that pattern for you. And so now we can come in and maybe change any of these settings. Maybe we want it to be 9 by 9. Maybe we want it to be like a brick by row. Actually, that doesn't look great. Hex by column, sure. Hex by row, cool. And so then from there, we are going to hit done, and it will actually update everywhere that has been applied. So it's going to update that swatch across the board. So if you need to change the swatch a little bit, you need to change the color, all you need to do is double click on it here. Something else that you can do is if you click on the object and you use the scale tool. So you hit S for the scale tool, and you're going to hit enter. What you can do is turn off transform objects and leave transform patterns on. And now as you scale this, it is only going to transform the pattern inside the shape, not the actual shape itself. So lots of ways to play with patterns. We're giving you all the knowledge here. You can scale just the pattern, or you can go in and edit it completely, and you can scale it in there as well. All right, back to you, Izzy. Back to you in the studio.
So as you were doing it, I actually did it too. So I was able to like edit that pattern. So now it actually like sits better, and we can see more of that star on the flaps.
Sweet.
So let's go back to our copy. There you go. Because I have some taglines. So here, eliminate your mood, just like a mood ring. So that's going to go on the sides. Like so. And for this, I just want to be copying the same text treatment and then just breaking that up.
Chat, we're gonna while she places this, chat, I'm gonna give you the commercial for Mood Gleam. All right, here we go. Just like a mood ring, light, scent, mood. Illuminate your mood with Mood Gleam candles. There you go. There you go. When we're doing the cut down to show the process of packaging design, that's what I want over it.
There
No
you
context,
go.
just that. A little, maybe some like saxophone in the background. Editor, you cut it.
This is exactly why I was so excited to have a stream with you, Andrew, because
We bring the chaos,
This
and
thing,
it is
yes.
the last, second to last stream of the day, last stream in studio, and so by this time we're back to back. It's off the rails. It's all good fun.
Exactly.
All right, so we're getting our text lined up here, and we are working on this template. We are going to be showing you a little bit of the dimension tool, which is new. Some of the technicalities. We're laying out the design portion because we all know that we love design, but
Exactly.
in a little bit, we're going to get to some of the technicalities, show you this new tool. It's really cool, really gruel. Mean girls there. If you've used it before, chat, let us know. If you have no idea what we're talking about, also let us know. Have you used the dimension tool yet in Illustrator, because it is brand new? And Clever is saying it looks like mood ring colors. I think that was the vibe.
That was the vibe. That's exactly what we want. All right, so here, and then we just have a little bit of how it works quickly.
How it works. Oh wait, okay. No, you go.
Hey,
You go. You place it. Yep. So with this, okay, so you just did something that I want to talk about that might be different. So right there we did a point type, and this is a great example of point type versus area type. So area type, if you click and drag out a box, it will fill the area with that type. And here we used point type, and that means when we click, it is going to start at that point and keep going. And you see it, we got a super long line. And so this way, using area type, we have a little bit more, workability with it there. And someone's saying, what font is that? What are the two fonts that we were using? Because I know that they're asking.
So this one here is Evidence, and this one here is Public Sense.
Cool. And then let's go ahead and place that copy that we just created and get it on the candle.
You know what? I think that for me personally, this one has more flexibility.
I kind of agree. I tend to use point type much more than area type. There are times when I use area type, but I do like using point type because I can kind of just play around with where I want it to be. All right, so as you do that, again, I'm going to give us a little instructions. Go ahead, just keep working.
Sounds good.
How does it work? Just like a mood ring, our candles don't just sit pretty, they interact. Infused with a magical blend of scents, each layer is crafted to harmonize with your current vibe, gently transitioning as your day unfolds. Whether you're basking in joy,
Yeah, so as I'm like moving the text.
swimming in serenity, or diving deep into focus, Mood Gleam is here to light the path.
Nailed it. First take. Wait, hold on. I didn't see that part.
What will your flame reveal?
There we go.
Ooh.
Nailed it. First take. Ship it. Put it on the radio. Sell some candles. Ready to go.
Yes.
Good work, chat. We did it together. All right, so we got our text on there. We have the design very quickly coming together, with some design elements, some shapes, a little bit of type. It's looking good. Where are we heading next?
So next, you would have to just, check if it's the right size for your candle and all that. So how about we use the dimension tool?
Yes, this is a great use case. So let's say that we have a candle. Pretend this is a candle, chat. And we get the candle, and we're like, okay, we need to make some packaging for it, right? And so we have this here. And I'm like, okay, I need to make a box for this. How do I make a box? Like, how am I going to make sure that this is right and communicate that to the printer? We can simply measure this and get all of the dimensions. And then in Illustrator, we can make sure that it's going to fit. And the way to do that is using the dimension tool. So we've built our box. Let's go ahead and communicate to our printers, to our designers, what the dimensions of this actually are in the real world.
So this is the new icon to find the dimension tool right here. So if I click on it, so the first thing that I do, I mean, it's very new. So I guess, have this new working process now.
It's great for packaging design, yeah.
Yes. So here we have like the dimension tool option, and I just want to make sure that I'm going to see everything clearly. So I'm going to change the black color here to just something a bit more vibrant.
Yes.
So here, and I'm going to do that all throughout. Actually, I like when everything is consistent, so I'm just going to make sure it's the same.
You are much more disciplined than I.
I mean, it's just a quick copy paste. Also, you can choose the font in which you want to showcase the measurement. So because, again, branding, I'm going to do public sans.
Yes.
So it matches everything. And here, I mean, I kind of went all over. That's how I usually work. It's not linear. It's like, I'm a little like you, I guess, for that.
Yes, pure chaos.
So here, line weight, I'm going to make that just a little thicker. And what I absolutely love is the arrow style that you can actually choose.
Yes.
So here, arrow 7 is definitely
Yes.
the right vibe for this.
And if you scroll down like far enough, don't do it, chat. But if you scroll down far enough, there are hands in there. I've used it, like there's like cutting thing, like there's really unhinged, crazy arrowheads.
I feel like I'm gonna use this
It
today.
looks so crazy with the dimension tool because of the space, but let's do it. Why not? So
Okay.
you can change your arrowhead style to whatever you want it. You also can change it to a dashed line, whatever is going to communicate the best for you. Also, if it is like your document is in pixels per se, and you want it to show in
yes.
inches, you can actually change right there the units, to change over to something else. You also can change the scale. If you are working on a giant mural, you don't want to work on that file at that size, you can just scale and change the scale there, and it will give the dimensions for you at the right scale.
This is awesome.
It's really good.
This is great. Okay, so save. I'm gonna do 1-to-1 because it is a small packaging.
Yep.
And in inches. So perfect. So now we can actually start to measure. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually click on the line that is outside. I want to measure the whole box horizontally.
Okay.
So I'm gonna click here, and I'm going to just go all the way here. I'm technically missing a flap here. So
And you can hold shift,
Yes.
and it will lock it in to that perfect horizontal. Oh, we're
There you
missing a
go.
flap?
we're missing a flap.
That's funny.
Oh, is it? I'll just do it here. Hold on. I'm gonna start that over.
I like that your mouse, or you have like the magic mouse that like side scrolls.
Yes. There you go. And
Cool.
now, because I don't want it to cover the design, so I'm just pulling this down up to the bottom right here.
Boom.
And I'm going to just zoom on that so you can see what it looks like.
And what it's doing basically is when you click the first time, it's setting your 1 point. You click the second time, it'll set the other point and measure that. And then you pull it down to where you want that line across to show. And that way you're not covering any of your art, nothing's looking crazy. You can pull it off of the artboard, and so your printer can see exactly what those measurements need to
So
be.
I'm gonna do this again just for like the sides. So technically this is a square box, so it's all the same. So again, shift key, second point, and then going to, oh, it actually locked it.
We did a triple click, yep. 1, 2,
There you go.
and boom, boom, 3.
How cool is that?
It's really
It's
good.
so fun.
Yeah, and it's really nice. And what's really cool is if you go to your layers, so when you start working with the dimension tool, you don't have to worry about going over your art. It creates a layer for you and will put all of your dimensions on that layer. And so you can turn that little eye on and off. And that way you're not messing with your art. Nothing is getting in the way. You can have all those pieces there. And if we wanted to, we... My goodness.
You okay?
Yeah, I got too excited about the dimension tool. If we wanted to, you could leave that over your art because it is on a new layer. You don't have to pull it all the way out to the side. You can just leave it on the art if you wanted to.
Which we can actually do for the next option here to measure the corners. So right here, angular dimension. So here I've noticed that you have to have, I'm just gonna lock my background layer. Oh, everything's in the group now. Just going to, but I've noticed that you have to have the lines selected in order to be able to do that measurement.
Yes.
So here, and I'm going to, let's see, like so. I'm gonna zoom in. There you go.
And now you can see there that I'm guessing it's 90 degrees because that's what it is. Yep. Is you can pull out so you can kind of put where you want it to be, but you also could do it the opposite side. So on one of the other corners, let's maybe show the outside of the curve.
There you go.
And so right there, you're putting, hey, from the start to the finish, this curve, how big is that angle? And what's really cool is if we go up to the top there is like a little weird angle happening right there.
Here?
Yes. So let's see if we can get that angle, because that is an odd angle. I would think that it's 45 degrees, but when we go in there, we can find out specifically how many degrees is that shape actually.
Let's see, because I feel like I lost this. Where is my shape? I'm not working
Gone forever. There's the shape. Okay.
There it is.
We found it.
Okay, we found it.
So we can go in here and we are just going to select that shape, and it is going to show us what that angle is going to be.
Just want to make sure I'm going to do a Pathfinder.
I don't think we need to Pathfinder.
No?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let's do it then.
Chat, it's my fault if this doesn't work. I was very confident.
You're making me nervous.
Yeah. So I think if we, click
like this
there.
one?
Yep. And then,
I'm just going to...
I think we can click on
this.
Yes. There we go. Yep. Boom.
There you go. Wow.
So it was not a 45-degree angle. So can we do the inside of that angle?
Yes.
Because I'd assumed that it would be 45 degrees, and it very much is not. 136 degrees. Interesting. Oh yeah, because 45 would be here.
Yes.
It's going down that way.
Yes.
130. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that 3? 45 is 90, 135. So it's not even a multiple of 45 degrees. So I would have been wrong. I would have definitely put that on there and been like, this is like a 45-degree cut, and then it would have messed up everything. So Dimension Tool, very, very helpful to get those precise measurements, and then help you understand that if we want text to go at that angle, that's always something that I have such a hard time with. If we want to match text to maybe follow that angle there, we know that it is 130 degrees, and so you can make your text on a line and then rotate by 130 degrees, and it will boop right there.
And I love that I was just able to take that, copy it, and then bring it over here.
Yes, and we are still on that dimension layer, so we can turn those dimensions on and off.
Here.
So we have one more thing in Dimension Tool that we want to show, and that is the radius.
So this one here. So this one I'm having a little like issues with. So maybe you can.
Yes. So radius tool needs to be used on a closed shape, I believe. I think that's the answer. So let's create a circle or an oval. And basically, if we're measuring the point of one thing to the middle. So create a circle there, and then we'll grab the dimension tool. Use the radius, yes. And right there, we can click on the center. And then I believe click anywhere that isn't an anchor point, because it will try to lock into an anchor point. But if you click anywhere else, it is going to show you the dimension. And I think you can add as many as you want. Yep. So if you worked with, let's say, an oval. So let's create an oval or an ellipse, and it should be able to show you the distance in each of those. So selecting the center first, and then going into
center?
Yes, and you have to have the shape selected, which is the thing that goes wrong all the time for me. Is
hold on.
Okay, we got it. We got it, chat. Okay, yes, yes. Okay, maybe just try to click on the path.
Click on the path.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to do it over here too. And chat, what's super fun about some of these new tools, we're learning them with you. That's why we love it here on Adobe Live. I am very, okay, hold on. Wait, I got it. Hold on.
You got it?
I didn't get it. I have not got it. Where, how? Okay, is it only available on circles? It might only be available on circles. I am going to read an article about it, and then I will be able to tell you the answers there.
I want to see if I can actually make it here.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this is a really interesting use case. You can use it to plot the difference between two objects. So you have two objects selected, how far apart those objects are, which is really, really great. Rectangles. Okay, radial dimensions. Here we go. Okay, yes, it is circles and perfect arcs. So it is not going to work. Oh, yeah. So right there, it's showing you the distance. Whoa.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's cool.
That is fun.
Yes, and ellipse does not work. It is perfect shape. So it is circles or perfect arcs will allow you to find the radius tool.
So I guess for this, what I would do here, I would just mimic that shape in order to give to the printer right now for this, because it's not a perfect circle.
Yes, and I am going to try over here to try to do something as well. Chat, we're learning together. Chat, if you have questions about the dimension tool, please let us know. Or if you can think about how you would use it,
Yes,
let us know how
know.
you would use this tool as well. Okay, it does. So if you don't, you can delete that.
Okay.
Check it out. Magic. So because it is a perfect shape, all you need to do is select that line.
Select that line.
Yep, and then grab the dimension tool.
This one.
Yep, and grab the radius, and then hover over anywhere on that path in the circle. And it is going to find
there you
the
go.
radius because it is a perfect arc. So it is circles or perfect arcs. It will find the radius
Love it.
for us, which is great. Oh, that's so nice to know that you can do it on shapes that are perfect arcs, that it's not just circles. Learning together,
you go.
chat. And by learning together, I mean, if you saw my screen, I'm literally reading an article about it because I was very curious. Yeah, so they have to be selected. When you just store it, it won't update your dimension, so you need to redo them again. And you can't plot the length of a path quite yet. It is just on closed shapes. Knowledge is power. Okay, so we show the dimension tool. What do we want to do to this mood gleam to maybe spruce it up? Do we want to add anything? Do we want to do a different colorway?
Yes, actually, let's go into Photoshop here. I'm going to merge my layers like so. And I mean, you have a different way of doing this, but I'm just going to go and play into the hue and saturation and just going to change this.
Yep.
Just having fun with it. I feel like pink here would be like that. I'm going to save as. Perfect.
And then we can very quickly make color variations here
Yes.
right in Illustrator.
I'm just going to duplicate that mood board. Before I do that, I'm going to unlock everything. Just making sure I'm not forgetting anything. That happens to me so often.
Uh-huh.
And again, with that link, easily just change it. So if we go to links here, I'm going to go grab that. Boom.
Boom.
We have a new.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's so
let's
fun.
try something.
Okay.
That's probably going to be a bad idea, but
Okay.
might be a good idea.
Okay.
Let's make another copy of this.
Okay.
This is a bad idea.
It's okay.
And what we're
I'm
going to
following
do
the
is,
lead.
let's say that we wanted to show a bunch of different variations of this to a client, but let's say that we were working with vector art. So the first thing we're going to do is, can we select our background by direct selecting it?
The background.
Yes.
Like this?
Yes, that. Yep, right there. And then let's go to Window, and let's go to Image Trace.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Good
So let's do
idea.
Image Trace, and then let's do a like high fidelity photo is probably a good option for that one.
It's not.
Let's see. It's yes. Maybe close the links panel.
Close the links panel.
Okay. Direct selection. Is it locked?
No, but it's in a clipping mask.
There we go. We
so-
got it. Yep.
We got it? Okay.
Yes, we got it selected. Okay. So then from there, the preset. Let's go to high fidelity photo. Right under where it says default.
Right. Okay.
Right there. Yep. High fidelity photo. Got it. So it's going to do a whole thing right now because this is a crazy gradient, because there's so much going on. It's converting these pixels into vectors. So this may like blow up this computer. We may have a fire in the studio, which I did have a dream about once. But we are going to be able to augment to a bunch of different color palettes very easily using Generative Recolor, new tool in Adobe Illustrator powered by none other than Adobe Firefly. And it is thinking so hard about this because we turned on like the maximum settings.
Jack, yes, you're absolutely right. My computer is like, The fan is actually still okay.
I was gonna say
right
the
now,
fan
like,
hasn't
so
turned
far,
on. Like we're
but-
doing okay. Yeah. So
Yes.
curve fitting, and I believe it will have one more step after this. I think that it's going to try to delete white. Let's see. Nope. Okay, we did it. So from there, what we're gonna do is let's zoom in, and this is all vector now, which is crazy.
Crazy. Oh my gosh.
And can you hit tab?
Tab.
Yes. Not tab. F.
F.
One more time. One more time? Where's the tab that I need? There is a way to expand this. Let's go to object expand. Let's do that.
So object. Expand.
Yes. And hit OK. And it should expand that to vectors. Cool. So now that it is all vectors, let's go to edit.
Oh, I see.
And do edit colors and then generative recolor. So generative recolor only works with vectors right now, and so that's why we created that high fidelity photo. And using generative recolor, it is going to recolor this whole thing, which like might be such a bad idea because there's so many colors. Chat, this is an insane workflow, but I wanted to see what would happen. I wanted to see what happened, and the answer might be that like it doesn't, which is fine. Okay, we did it here. So let's go ahead and type in a prompt. What are some colors that you like? Like what's something that you like that has colors that you like?
Maybe we could do like something mood ring, like
Ooh, let's just do like burning blue candle.
okay.
Right?
Burning blue candle.
At night? I don't know.
At night.
It's just feeling like dark
with
and gloomy.
nice sunset.
Sure. Yep.
Let's
and
see.
let's generate and see what happens. So what it's going to do is it's going to basically take that idea of that prompt, and it is going to find some color palettes for us to apply to this design. And it's a really great way to iterate quickly. And there we go. So let's click on, maybe that second one.
This one?
Yeah. So it's going to apply all these colors for us. It is going to take a hot second. We can hear the fan turning on because there are so many colors. And it will apply that for us so that we can live preview and see what it's looking like. Really great way to find color palettes and to work very quickly to iterate on different options for your clients. It is changing probably a few hundred colors right now.
Yes. It's thinking hard.
But we didn't have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Adobe Firefly. This is when we can go get a snack. Like if we're working, I'd be like, "Boop, let me show you another option, and I'll go grab a snack." There we go. It is definitely thinking really hard about that, which is fine. So let's hop back over to my screen real quick, and I'm just gonna give a quick overview of the dimension tool while we let that render over there. So using the dimension tool, there are a bunch of different options that we can do. It is right over here in the left panel. You can just click on dimension, and then with an object selected right here, you are able to see the radius of a perfect arc or a circle. So anywhere that there is a perfect arc or a circle, you can click and it will add in the radius of that for you, which is pretty cool. You can see those measurements. If you wanted to, you also could measure the distance of something. So maybe I only wanted to measure the distance of these 2 points from each other. I can select right here the linear dimension tool, and I'm going to click on the first place where it starts, click on the place where it stops, and then drag up to add in all of my details right there. It will automatically public those on a layer for you so that you don't have to worry about going over your art. And then if I wanted to measure maybe an angle as well, I could select my object, grab the dimension tool, and then use the angle dimension. And I'm just going to click on the corner, and it's going to show me that that is indeed 90 degrees on the corner. If it was something different, you could click on that corner anchor point, and then it will show you what the angle is there. So super easy, new tool for you to use in Adobe Illustrator with your packaging design. How did we do with our colors?
Not great.
Not great, but we do
Not
have a
great.
mock-up in Adobe Firefly. So let's
Yes.
hop over. We got about 5 minutes left. Let's make this a reality back over on Izzy's screen.
So I wanted to do the mock-up option in Illustrator quickly, just because we have that like nice logos and we can put it on the candle really quickly. I mean, I think my Illustrator crashed
Oh, it's gone?
But I think it's gone.
Chad, it's my fault. I apologize.
But here, I just wanted to show you because the results are just amazing. And I did like just a small, simple prompt for this. I just said, candle in jar with holographic background. Boom. And this is exactly what we want for Moon Gleam right here. So actually, let me try to see if I can go back to Illustrator. Yeah, see, it's like not happy with me.
It's my fault, chat. I'll take the blame for that. I got excited and had an idea that was a bad one, and we tried to execute it. Okay, so we are here, and I do know that we have some mock-ups, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at the mock-ups that you have. Let's baking show. Wow, Illustrator totally didn't freeze because of Andrew's insane workflow that he came up with.
Yes.
And we made an awesome package. Let's see what the final of that looks like.
Well, I have my presentation where everything is there, so but that may be not enough for 5 minutes, but I can show you. Maybe by then Illustrator is going to work.
Yes, let's give it a shot.
Let's do that. So here, like just kind of showing you the whole thing. This is what I wanted to do with the mock-up option in Illustrator. I mean, it looks great. This was everything, like all of the packages at the end.
That's rad.
And then this is like obviously showing the dimension. I mean, if you were presenting this to a client, I mean, it looks pretty cool, right? It looks like very professional and that you know what you're doing, but technically Illustrator did it for you.
Thanks, Illustrator.
Exactly.
We don't like math.
Oh my goodness. That's why I became a designer, because I was bad at math.
We're all just trying to avoid math, I think is the answer.
Yes. And I mean, this is the mock-ups that I made for all of you so you can see the final result. I added also some names for the candles. So here is confetti, right? So cool.
That's great.
And it's very simple. This one would be Vivify Vibes. And then Rally Radiance. This one is a bit more energetic with all the citrus and coffee and like all the stuff that kind of energizes you.
Yes, and this is a really great mock-up, a really great presentation. And again, if you're presenting things to your client, don't just show them the flat box. That's insane. Definitely show them this, right? And we saw from what we just created to the final mock-up, this feels so much more polished. It feels like I can tangibly light it and smell the candle. You need to set the scene and tell the story for your client when you're doing presentations like this.
Absolutely. And I find that if you build the momentum, like if you have this, and then it's like, okay, and then they don't kind of see it, but then you arrive at this big finale where you show them this, it's like, oh my goodness, wow.
Yes.
And also backgrounds, like a lot of mock-ups have like just a flat white backgrounds, maybe with a shadow. Here, I actually took the gradients that we had and multiplied it in Photoshop in the background to give just like that whole vibe. So we can, like you said, we can smell the candle by looking at this, and it just looks so much better.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, let's see if Illustrator is back. Oh, let's leave that up real quick.
Yeah?
Yes, talk about you real quick. We have about 2 minutes left, so give a plug. Talk about where people can find you, where people can follow you, and see more of your work.
So, yes, so you can find me at Artie Izzy if you like stories about cats. I have a really cute cat that you can see pretty much all the time. People ask me if I haven't posted about my cat Yam, and it's been a week, and then they're worried for him. But you can find this. You can find me at ip-design.ca. You can find me on LinkedIn, on Behance, pretty much everywhere. Just type Izzy Poirier and I'll be there. And then again, let's try.
Did we do it? Still broken.
It's still broken.
That's all right.
I'm sorry.
All right, so stick around. We do have another stream coming up after this. I believe Corey Allen Hall is going to be teaching typography. Really great stream for fundamentals if you want to learn more about typography. And you speak French. Do you speak French?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so I always ask people to give us advice about getting creative if you're just tuning off the stream and moving on. What advice can you give people about being creative in French? Give us a little worldwide flair.
Toutes les idées sont bonnes, mais c'est les raffiner qui est le plus difficile.
Do that. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Stick around for another stream. Bye, everybody.
Bye.